Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Readings from the Road. Today is Thursday, October 9th. My name is Kay, and I thank you so much for tuning in to watch the video with two great readings today. And we'll talk just a little bit about the readings. But if you want a deeper dive, there is an article that I wrote that talks about what the readings are all about. Goes a little bit deeper on what's discussed in the readings. And that article can be found if you're on Facebook watching. If you're watching the live on Facebook, that can be found in the comments. And if you're on YouTube watching after the video has ended, the live has ended, I put a link to the article in the descriptor. So you can check that out, and we'll get right to our readings. Thank you, everyone, for being here. Can't tell you how much that means to me. It's a good way to start our day. If you join the live and you ask anyone in here about it, they will clearly say that. Such a wonderful group. October 9th. The lessons in the struggle. Consider it pure joy, my brothers and sisters, whenever you face trials of many kinds, because you know that the testing of your faith produces perseverance. Let perseverance finish its work, so that you may be mature and complete, not lacking anything. James 1:2-4. If we placed eggs, flour, and sugar in the oven, they wouldn't turn to cake once we shut the door. The ingredients must be cracked open, beaten, and stirred, poured out, and placed under intense heat. Yet after those preparations, the batter transforms into a delicious treat. You and I are becoming something new as well. God is working, so we become more fully like Jesus. What does God use to do this work? His Word teaches us about His love and plan for salvation. Other believers motivate us to serve and obey. The Spirit gives wisdom to guide our steps. Yet one of God's most powerful tools is our trials. Without difficult people and problems, how would we learn patience? Without needs, how would we learn that God will provide? Without weakness, how would we know God's strength? Suffering moves us to pray and invite God into our pain. We must learn to trust Him most when He's all we have left. When troubles come our way, we might complain or try to get them over with. Instead, let's welcome the lessons God is teaching in the struggle. Let's trust He's in control. In the end, we'll know more of God's love than we could imagine. Lord, help us to find joys in our trials. Amen. Well, as this one goes out to you, my friend, you're dealing with something right now, and I was thinking of you as I read that. Let's welcome the lessons God is teaching in the struggle. Let's trust He's in control. In the end, we'll know more of God's love than we could ever imagine. And someone made a comment here in the live, you and I are becoming something new as well. Someone picked up on that. Isn't that powerful? And then I read the next sentence, and it makes me smile so big. Inside and outside, God is working so we become more fully like Jesus. God is working. and that includes our trials and our sufferings. And then we're going to read about perseverance. And this book is 1 Minute with God. It says for women, but it applies to everyone, but that's nice. It's a devotional book. Perseverance. Why is it important that I learn to persevere? To stay strong, to persevere, to endure. These characteristics help you deal with problems. You know that when you persevere through difficult times, God is developing strength of character in you. God uses adversity to make you strong. Without adversity, there is nothing to exercise your faith. Ask God to give you a glimpse of what He wants you to learn as you persevere through difficult times. God's response. Because He bends down and listens, I will pray as long as I have breath. Psalm 116:2. We can rejoice too when we run into problems and trials, for we know that they are good for us. They help us learn to endure. And endurance develops strength of character in us, and character because of your allegiance to me. But those who endure in the end will be saved. Matthew 10:22. So I like that reading because it tied in nicely about perseverance and getting through the trials and what they develop in us. Those are our beautiful readings for today.